Alright, so in the previous video I provided a brief overview of what you can expect to see in Basecamp and how to interact with this to-dos page, which as I said is kind of your home base for problems and metrics project management. So in this video I'm going to pick up where we left off and I'm going to provide a brief walkthrough of Google Drive and just what you can expect to see there. In the video after this one I'm going to give a complete walkthrough of how a reviewer and then a decision maker might interact with these two systems, both Basecamp and Google Drive, in tandem to provide feedback on a problem. But starting with the basics, let's imagine that we just wanted to view this problem here, number 1052, on Google Drive. So to do that, we could click on the title of the problem, and it will bring us to this page here, which as you can see provides a little bit more information about this problem. So of course the title is at the top. Some information about the origins of this problem and whether it was inspired by a particular cognitive psych task. Information here about what cognitive processes we think this problem is related to. In the future, potentially we might include some target quality reasoning standards, target STs, information like that. In this section here, we then have links to the Google folder, which is where we'll be able to find the problem and provide feedback on it. But just quickly, we also have a link to the Qualtrics build, which if you click here, it will take you to this question in Qualtrics, so you can actually walk through it and try it out. And potentially in the future, if we ever wanted to back this problem up or share it as a read-only file with, let's say, an outside consultant, we might have a link to a Dropbox folder as well, where all of these things would be mirrored, but they would be read-only, so no edits could be made to these problems. Then finally at the bottom here we have some contact information, who to get in touch with if you have questions about this problem. So this problem, number 1052, was proposed by Neil Thomason, so he's listed here as the person to contact. Then there's this section for the problem steward, which is simply just designating the person that is responsible for shepherding this problem through the development process. As you can see, no one is yet assigned. In the next video, I'll talk a little bit about assigning people to this role. And then finally, there's this section here called Development History, which currently is blank, but ultimately is going to be provide just a quick overview of everything that's happened to this problem since it was uploaded to the problem repository. So again, this is something I'm going to cover in the next video, and that we don't need to concern ourselves too much with here. So, from this page, if we want to go look at this problem, number 1052, on Google Drive, you can simply click on this link here, and it will bring us directly to the folder where this problem sits on Google Drive. So we don't need to worry about finding this problem and making sure we're looking at 1052 in one place and in the other. Once this loads, this will bring us exactly where we want to be. And what you'll see is there are a few different things in this folder. So the most important thing is this file here, which is just, again, called 1052, and it has the same title as this problem over here on Basecamp. So this docx file, which in some cases may be a Google Doc file, which is essentially the same thing, is where you're going to find the actual content of the problem. So this is the file that we're going to be marking up and providing feedback on. So I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Additionally, in this folder, because I happen to have already built this problem in Qualtrics, there's this QSF file here, which will just allow anyone who has access to this folder to quickly upload this problem as a Qualtrics survey to their own Qualtrics account. Then there's this file called Summary, which I'll quickly open up. This is just a Word document that provides some additional meta information about the problem. And as you can see, again, we have links to the different folders, description of the problem, where the problem came from, etc. It's taking a minute to load. There we go. A little bit of information about either where this fits in the problem ontology or taxonomy, depending on how things work out. Pre-testing history, etc., etc. So as a reviewer, you probably won't need to look at this summary document very much, but if you're interested, there's a lot of good information here. And for anyone who is uploading a new problem to the repository, it's worth noting that this file, or a file like this, can be generated automatically. And if you'd like a summary file to be made, just get in touch with either me or someone like Welton or Hal, anyone who has access to the master problem tracker, which is again that piece of the system that we're leaving out for the moment. Just get in touch with someone like us, and we'll be able to generate this a document like this for each problem. But going back to this main folder here, the one last thing that I haven't covered is this folder here called HTML. As a reviewer or decision maker, you're not going to need to interact with this folder at all. This just has some additional files in it that are related to building this problem as part of a web page. So you can ignore this in all cases. So this again is just sort of the lay of the land from Google Drive, and in the next video I'm going to pick up and demonstrate how you might actually provide feedback on a problem like this. So here you can see this is the actual Word document with the actual problem itself, and I'll walk you through the process of providing comments and critiques and any other feedback that you might be interested in.